Good morning. Today we're going to make some meat pies, and I'm going to use my Black & Decker food processor to grind some chicken. I've got this chicken defrosted. I'm going to add some frozen celery. I'm going to add some frozen onions, some frozen carrots, and cabbage. Now this was all processed in my 8-cup Black & Decker food processor. So let me get my food processor started here and we'll get with it. Okay, in the bottom of my food processor I'm going to put this thing here. Let me change hands with my camera. There, it's snapped in. And today I'm going to use this blade, this chopper blade down here. Okay, now let me get my chicken breasts out. Okay, I've got 2 chicken breasts here, and I've got them chunked up because to just put 2 chicken breasts in there would be kind of ridiculous because they would just flop around and everything. So let me put my chicken breasts in. Oh gosh, and I'm going to have to go wash my hands again. So here's my 2 chicken breasts. Okay, in my food processor I have 2 chicken breasts that I chunked. I'm going to add to that these spices. This is chicken bouillon, black pepper, garlic powder, and some parsley flakes. And yes, this is mainly for Ernie, and no, he doesn't like garlic, but this chicken needs flavor. Now the reason I'm not adding salt is because the chicken bouillon has salt in it. Okay, now to that, I've added a hunk of my shredded onions, frozen shredded onions. I've added a hunk of my frozen shredded carrots, and a hunk of my frozen cabbage, and a hunk of my frozen celery. So all that is going in the processor, or is in the processor with the spices. So here we go. Get this on. And pulse away. Now, I have used this feature before, this same process that I'm showing you to make egg rolls, and I ground it rather fine. But on this, I want more of a chunky texture. So I'm going to pulse until I think I get that. Sorry y'all, I'm doing this one-handed. I'm trying to get you in the view and get it done. Now let me stir it up. Now that's the one thing I don't like about this processor. I can't stir it. You really shouldn't be sticking your finger or anything else down in there. It's not a good idea. Let me get something to stir it with. Okay, you shouldn't be sticking forks or spoons or anything else down in here, but I put a whole lot in here and I don't know how else to mix it up. So yeah, now that's good. That's getting how I want it. Let's get it mixed. I maybe should have put less in here at a time. Too late now. I'll have to live with it. Yeah, I should have put less in here so I could have more control over it. But here we go. Well, live and learn, folks. I'm going to have more like chicken patties, which I've made that before too. But that's not quite what I wanted, but I'll live with what I got here. I just didn't plan well enough. So let's... Yeah, I checked the breast for bones, but I didn't take off all this cartilage and stuff. That's flavor. Let's see. Hey, yeah, that's pretty good. Yep, that's pretty good. Now, I'm not doing traditional meat pies. Pasties, I think, is what the English call them. Oops, sorry, didn't know you weren't in the view. And don't go sticking your fork down in here like me, y'all. Not a good idea. Okay, so let's give it one more whirl. And you know what? By golly, I got perfect chicken for egg rolls here, but not enough veggies in there. But I'm going to leave it at this right here. Now I'm going to get out my pie crust and make up some meat pies. Okay, here we go. I have that chicken in a frying pan here with a little bit of oil. Have the burner on very, very low. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this chicken. Because of the kind of meat pies that I'm making, I'm not making traditional English meat pies. I think you call them pasties or pasties, or hell, that might be something a go-go dancer wears. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to cook this chicken. Okay, so here we go. The chicken is cooked and I've been letting it drain because I needed to know how much liquid was in there. Now, I could have let the liquid cook out, but I have a purpose for that liquid. So here we're going to go to the next step. Okay, now in order to make my meat pies, I need some kind of binder. Now I don't want to use eggs. I want to use a sauce. So what I've got here, I figure that's about a half cup of juice. So I've got about a half cup of butter here. Excuse me, a half tablespoon of butter. And about a half tablespoon of flour. Because the basic recipe for a basic roux is 1 tablespoon fat, 1 tablespoon flour, 1 cup liquid. So I figure I've got that ratio down here. So I'm going to make my roux. Okay, here I've got my quick roux made up. And I'm going to make 4 meat pies because I have 2 pie crusts. So now I'm going to add enough meat back to this for 4 meat pies. Okay, as you can see, this meat has now got a little bit of paste in it, just where I want it, and we're going to let it cool off. So that's the next step. Okay, so here we go. Somebody asked me once about my pie crust. I can make pie crust, but why should I when it's so cheap to buy? And lots of times it's better than what I make. So now that my oven's broke, I won't be buying much pie crust anymore. But I've got a plate here, and I've got it floured, so I can lay down my first layer of pie crust. In just a second, I'm going to do that. Okay, so there's my first meat pie made. Now, here's the second half of that crust, and I'm going to make another meat pie. I overestimated the amount of meat that would go in there. So I'll be right back when I make my second meat pie. Okay, here's my second crust, and I'm going to make, there's my first 2 meat pies. I'm going to make 2 more meat pies. Okay, here's my 4 meat pies. That much of the meat didn't fit into what I had planned on putting in the meat pies. Now, before you think, good Lord, what in the world, this woman made dinosaur eggs. There is method to my madness. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator because they are pie dough and I want them to firm up. Then, wait and see what we're going to make with that. So, hang in there, folks. There's always a method to my madness. And what do we have here? Egg rolls. Yes, I'm going to make egg rolls. I need to fry those meat pies because I don't have an oven. So while I'm frying the meat pies, why not fry some egg rolls? What actually gave me the idea was when I ended up with so much meat in the food processor. I thought, well, I could make chicken patties, but I didn't feel like chicken patties. So I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and make these egg rolls. So here we go. I'll roll up my egg rolls. And we shall see. Almost forgot, y'all. I want a binder in my egg rolls, and I'm going to use an egg. Now, don't you guys go commenting on the video, this isn't real egg rolls. I know this isn't real egg rolls, but this is the way I make egg rolls. So I'm going to mix this up and start wrapping. Okay. I made 17 egg rolls. I had 2 of the wraps left, so I'm just making chips, and I'm using them to test my oil. Now remember, the chicken is already cooked. So let's just start loading up some egg rolls. Another reason why I like to cook the meat, because then I don't have to worry when I'm frying it. Let me see, how many have I got left? 2, 4, 6, 8. Had 17. Let's go ahead and put another one in there. So there's my egg rolls started. Someone said something too about where I get these big plates. Here's where I'm going to drain it. Whenever I have a microwave that breaks, and over the years I've had several, I chuck the microwave, but I keep the plate out of it. So this went to one microwave, and this went to another microwave, and I got 2 more. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put these chips in here. So I can put this plate in the sink. So there's the start. Here's the second batch of the egg rolls. Here's the first batch. And notice these chips. These are just like what you get in the Chinese restaurant to put in your soup. And they are good. So as soon as I take these egg rolls out, I will put in the meat pies. Now, unlike the egg rolls, all the egg rolls are out now. Unlike the egg rolls where I wanted them to cook fast, the meat was cooked inside. I want these meat pies to cook a little bit slower. So I've turned off the heat for right now, and there they go. So now, I turned off the heat so it would cool down a little bit. I'm going to turn the heat back on. And these darn burners. And that's about where I want it. So now while we're waiting, while we're waiting for these meat pies to cook, I might as well tell you about my oven. My oven has an automatic light on it. And what I would do whenever I bake bread, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that how I proofed my bread was in my oven. And what I would do is I would turn my oven on, and as soon as it came on, I would turn it off, turn the light on, put my bread in the oven, and that's how I would proof it. Well, if that's neither here nor there, I have no idea. But about a month before Thanksgiving, it started taking longer and longer for it to actually come on. But it eventually came on. And then about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, it took an awful long time for it to come on, sometimes up to 15-20 minutes, but then it would go out. Well, I told Ernie we were having trouble with our oven, and so the day before Thanksgiving, we cooked something in the oven, and it worked. It took a while to start, but it worked. So Thanksgiving Day, we put our turkey in, we turn our oven on. I expect it to take a long time to turn on, and sure enough, it did take a long time to turn on, but then it went out. And then it came back on, and then it went out, and then it came back on, and then it went out. Well, I looked that up on the internet, and it has something to do with some sort of regulator, which if I was a handyman, I could have went to the back of my oven, pulled it out from the wall, and fixed it. Oops. Got to be more careful turning that pie over. But I'm not a handyman, and it just ain't worth it. So now I do what I can so I don't have to cook in my... Well, I'm not going to be able to depend on my oven anymore. So now, just a second, I'm going to turn these meat pies over, and we'll be back. I need both hands to do this. Okay, I've turned the meat pies over, and I'm going to crank up the heat so they get nice and crispy. And I'll be back when I take the meat pies out of the fryer. Well, folks, I'm calling my meat pies a disaster. Yeah, a lot of the coating fell off of them. However, my egg rolls, mighty good. And as soon as Ernie gets up, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning now. As soon as Ernie gets up, we'll have him do a taste test. Okay, y'all, we're back. Ernie's up out of bed. I woke him up. So now he's going to do a taste test on these failed meat pies first. So let me cut you off a piece, Ernie. Well, they look good inside. Okay, here you go. Take that and give it a taste test. Tell everybody what you think. So what do you think? How does the meat inside taste?
Right.
Yeah, well, how does the outside taste?
All right.
Oh, it tastes all right. Now, does the meat inside taste good or just all right?
Good.
Okay. And the outside?
Good.
Good? Oh, okay. Go ahead and taste the egg roll. No, go ahead and pick the egg roll up with your hands, honey. So what do you think? I'm going to have me an egg roll. The egg rolls are good.
Here you go.
I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, they're nice and flavorful. Came out really good. But Ernie, you like the meat pies, huh?
Yes.
Well, let me break this open a little bit more and show you the inside. There we go. Let me taste it. Not bad. I bet what would be really good is to take these meat pies and put some gravy over them. That would be good, but these egg rolls are good. So, thanks for watching, y'all. So, I still say, looks-wise, those meat pies were a fail. Looks-wise, the egg rolls came out good. And I can tell you, the egg rolls taste good. No, meat pies, I'm not a meat pie lover, but they taste okay. So, thanks for watching.